Okay, thank you, Diana, and very, very interesting case. Let's move to the last presentation. It will be Suresh, also the board member of NPR, and he's now the acting executive director at Patan Museum, and also the chair to ICOM Nepal. Okay.
Thank you.
Now let's welcome Suresh.
Thank you. And thank you as a whole NPR team for this opportunity. Actually, we are going to ocean to look like a Mount Everest, highest of the world. Let's be some geographic location of the Nepal. Nepal in the South Asia. It's two large countries, China and India. It's a sandwich of the Nepal country, and as well as we know, it's Nepal is born of the Lord Buddha, Sakyamuni Buddha, and Mount Everest. And we have in capital of city is the ancient city, which is founded in 2,000 years before. And we have archaeological evidence right now. Most of the evidence in Kathmandu Valley is the 15th century. Like you say, definition is changed. As a role of the intangible culture. Anyway, we have intangible and tangible and intangible culture. And according to UNESCO declaration in 2003, intangible culture is defined I cannot read this clearly. It is a definition of the intangible culture, which is Patan Museum and Nepal's most of the museum are following this intangible culture since 2010. Actually, it's a Patan, not only Patan Museum, all over the museum. It's the intangible culture divided into 5: oral tradition, performing arts, and social practices, and festival events, knowledge and practices, overcoming future and to the universal and traditional craftsmanship. This is one of the functions of the occasion of the World Tourism Day in 2021 with the partner of the local stakeholder. It is performing the traditional arts with the fusion of the contemporary arts also. And we have the oral tradition also. This is the Patan Museum main gate. Patan Museum is before the royal palace in 17th century. It's a Buddhist monastery. And the king rulers shift the monastery, then make the Buddhist monastery. So still we are remembering the memory of the monastery. We kept 1 month in the holy. This month is still going on in the Nepal. It's a Buddhist auspicious month, and so in front of the gate we put the Buddha image in front of the gate to memory of the monastery. It's like the oral tradition we still practice. Next photographs is the royal king throne, which is gifted by public to king, and this in 17th century. This is also we have oral tradition. This throne gifted by public, so we have to the king have to exhibition once a year to the public. So this is the photographs when it's a public event and public exhibition to by the local community. And third picture is this is the Royal Palace complex, and every intangible culture with link to Royal Palace complex. So at a time in the king, where the king's ruler in 17th century, this king is every events and every function is invited by public and stakeholders. And nowadays we have no king, but we have a chief of the culture trust to invite it to festivals. As well, we are using the Patan Museum is a public space for the ritual and worship and traditional function. It's a fox picture is one of the ritual. We starting this year to the local community to invite in the museum complex to perform their rituals. It's a child marriage with the gods. We call the E. It's one of traditional. When it's a girl was 6 to 8 years. We have to one ritual function. This is a combined function, and since last year we are starting in the one museum complex. And next one is a great festival of with women in Nepal is Teej festival. They are dancing, and this next week we have celebrating Teej festival. It's a Patan Museum staff is celebrating the Teej festival in the museum's complex. And third one is we are worshipping is the goddess, especially in the location in Patan Museum in center is Keshav Narayan Chowk. Every year we cut the birthday of this goddess. And third one is strictly intangible culture and with the tie up to local community. The first one is the exhibition of the traditional instruments, which is still practiced and she still uses. And this exhibition is to attract more local community. And second one is the stone goddess, which is the repatriated sculpture from the US, is the Dallas Museum, which is now reinstalled in this one temple, and is publicly with just function of the handover. It's the third one, and fourth one is the one child skills, and we are also invite the school children, because our museum is not familiar to school kids, because it's a higher ladder and this sculpture. They don't know it's our sculpture, because it's highly depend on religions and sculpture art. So at the time we are inviting and school groups and celebrate the World Music Day within the museum complex. And two photographs is totally the local community is come to museum and they are enjoying the concert and other activities. As well as we are also trying to promotion and preservation of our own tradition. The first picture was chanting. It's every day, but now it is still we have to preservation. As most of the younger generation, they don't want to involve in this. And second picture is the traditional to making the roof. This is also very is a vulnerable situation. We can't find that type of skilled person. But after the 2015, we have a great earthquake. At the time, we have revived the training of this type of the skills. And third one is one of the traditional skills, which is every year we organize in the Patan Museum Complex to making our traditional culture and performance. As well as same with the community and museum, working invite the museum and to take the intangible culture as well as the community. The first one is the dance process with a contemporary. Second one is the worship and ritual performance in museum. Third one is the fashion show with community and with a contemporary also. And right now it's in the Patan Museum with trying to scale and exhibition to our traditional craftsmanship, which is we have father to son and to generation is transferring the skills with the sculpture skills. This is a lost work system, is a traditional artscape. As well as we also appreciate the artist and always trying to intangible culture exhibition with most of the first one is the longest festival in the Nepal. It's a Red Chariot Festival, which is involved is directly so many people involved, and we are trying to more promote this festival all over the world. We exhibition, photo exhibition, and third one is probably is one of the longest drama from since early 17th century. Still we are practicing, and this type of flocker and dance drama is also promoted in the Patan Museum through the photo exhibition. And third is our complex is the most of the is the wooden object, and so we are always promoting the Silpakar, which is a wood carver. We are saying the master wood carver. They are wood carving. Without there, we can't imagine after our palace and our museum is institution. So we have the skills, and we are trying to promote these skills in the exhibition and with workshop committee. So thank you.
Thank you. And I got one question, because you mentioned about your work with the children. So do you have like partnership with the schools, and how do you work on that?
It's not a direct school, but association of schools, a group of schools. It's like preschool groups and school passion groups. We are every year organizes some programs different, like sometime International Museum Day, Heritage Day. This time is the World Music Day.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. My name is Martin, and I'm from Denmark. And in my museum, we also work upon skills and work upon intangible heritage in that way. And I would like to hear you, as I could see you had wood carving, and you have also in terms of restoration your museum. But how do you work together with groups or with companies, not companies, but more leagues who are working with these skills, and how does that function? And can you use some of the stories from your museum also in training them?
Yeah, actually, right now we are working with directly artists. So we are planning to 2 more exhibition is going on. One is the Tangkam painting processing, another is the wood carving processing. And so we are working to direct artists, and they have a own group. They want to help us, and we are planning to go. Actually, we are direct to, we have group also, but we have the most popular in contemporary group, not a traditional group. Contemporary arts is most popular nowadays in Nepal. But in traditional arts, we are trying to make a group, and right now we are directly contact with the artist.
Thank you, Suresh, for your presentation. I'm really impressed with the connection between the tangible and the intangible, and I think this is what many of our museums lack. We have a lot of collections, but we don't have information on the intangible aspect of our collections. So this is a good example of how the intangible and the tangible connect. So congratulations, really nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much.